Of course. Today, I'm going to read an article from CNN about neopronouns and how to get through them. So, the outrageous, disgusting crap by these pinko commies is coming to a theater near you, and that, of course, means to my channels, and I am going to expose it and read this goddamn article by CNN. Now, CNN put this crap out, okay? Alright, we'll keep that as some background music as I go about. Now, CNN's weird. It's got this, they have this huge black, if I scroll up, right, it's just fine. If I, scroll up, I go like this, and that's how you get the, it's so weird that this is how you like see. Oh, now there's an ad. The ad wasn't there that whole time. That's a huge ad, and you can't get away from it. All right, so a guide to neopronouns from A to Z. I wonder how they pronounce AE and ZE. Oh, it might be A and Z. Let me put my glasses on to read this crap. Hope you're all listening. Anyone who's watching, I hope you're listening to this, because this is going to be so outrageous. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Z's, M's, Zers, hi, him, his. I'm going to just try and guess. In the middle, this is my pronouns are Tay, tem, tears, nem, nears, Z, here, hers, em, years, I would assume, ears. All right, so they're going to, I didn't read all of this. I watched Mark Dice talk about this, and basically what's going to happen in this, I think what's going to happen in this article is they're going to give examples of how to use someone's triple fucking pronouns, you know, because that'll really help and make them feel much better about themselves. It'll affirm all of that, everything. No, it won't. This is not the way, people. This is not the way. So let's read it. CNN. I'm going to make sure to remind people. He's my boss. Her dog is cute. They have an exam today. Pronouns are part of speech we use to refer to ourselves and others. No shit. They're an essential component of language, and, as of the last few years, among its most hotly contested, too. Okay, well, if your boss is a male, then he is your boss. If your dog is, if a female's dog is cute, then her dog is cute. And if two people have an exam and they're in the same class, then they might have an exam today. Some of the most common words in the English language have gender markers. No, they don't. Let's see how they spin this, including pronouns, but not all of them are binary. They should be. Consider the singular they. The singular they, everyone. Preferred by some non-binary and trans people for whom gendered pronouns do not fit. What do you mean they don't fit? I'm tired. You know what? I'm not tired of it. Because the second I saw something like this, the second I knew about this, I yawned. I was already instantly extremely exhausted of this. Okay? So let's read this again. Whom gendered pronouns do not fit. So I'm talking to people watching this, looking right at you. Because if you're watching this, I'm confident you're somewhat rational. So, let's say, for instance, hold on. Let me fix this up a little bit. Let's say, for instance, just for instance. Oops. Alright, so let's say, for instance, you have a kid, or I even have a personal story to tell you in a few minutes. But let's say you have a kid and the kid says, I don't feel like you have a boy, you have a son, and he goes, he and him do not fit me. What do you say? You say, what do you mean? Explain that to me. You don't say, oh, okay, well, here's a list of outrageous things that you could tell people that they have to call you, and now you're going to become mad at the world because one person a day doesn't call you Zer. Okay? So this is where this leads. It could start with a parent. It could start with the kid learning from an idiot at school or a teacher, mostly an indoctrination from a teacher, bringing it home, and then the parents not saying, no, that's wrong. The kids that, I don't want to talk about my family, okay? But the kids in my family know if they come home and say that to me, they will get, no, some people, of course I don't say bad words or anything. I say some people are confused, but you're not. You know what I mean? I've told that to my daughters. I've told that to my nieces. It is what it is. Okay, so now let's get back to the silly article. By CNN. So, and then there are neopronouns, which means new pronouns. Wow. Gender neutral or non-binary pronouns that are distinct from the common she, he, and they. Neopronouns include terms like Z and M, and some of them even date back several centuries. No, they don't. When they were introduced by writers as a solution for referring to subjects without assuming gender. Okay, maybe they do. That's, from plays. Now, they're also commonly used by non-binary and trans people, meaning mentally ill people. All pronouns indicate identity and can be used to include or exclude people they describe. Neopronouns included, said Dennis Barron, one of the foremost experts on neo. Someone is a foremost expert on neopronouns. You have to understand that a person who would say that, just think about it. Foremost expert on neopronouns. This is something that just was invented yesterday. This person really is saying, I don't have anything or any credibility whatsoever. That's what that means. Okay, and even if they're a teacher or whatever, let's say Dennis Barron, one of the foremost experts on neopronouns and their histories, and an emeritus professor at English and linguistics at he's one of these indoctrination guys. He grew up in the time where they were getting people ready to be in the workforce, in the schools, to indoctrinate the kids. It was all part of the program, Watch Yuri Bezmenov, which we will watch together once people start watching. And I'm calling out Matthew Zizzo. I stream 5,000 times a day. He's never been here once. He says, I'll be there, I'll come. And not once has he come. And I've streamed at night, in the day, in the morning, in the middle of the night. But that's okay. Love you, Matt. Just saying. After the show on Friday, I said, hey, I'm going to be streaming right after. Just got to walk my dog. No one came after 10 people said they were going to come. Okay, anyway. Let's go back to this idiot. Because we stopped talking about idiots for a second. And we were talking about a normal human named Matt. Now we're going to talk about a nut job. And we'll go back to this professor that's a nut job. People like to have a say in how they're identified. Refusing to let people self-identify is a way of excluding them. No. See, we're not refusing to let people self-identify. We're refusing to allow them to make us change the way that we speak because of one person's mental illness. It's very simple. Neopronouns explained. I guess it's going to get better here. Oh, no, it's going to get better right at the bottom there, as you can see how to use them. Should I even just skip to that part? How long am I in? 10 minutes? No, I'll just read this real quick. The most common third-person pronouns are she, he, and they. While she and he are typically used as gender pronouns to refer to a woman and man, respectively, they can be used as a gender-neutral descriptor for an individual person or a group of people. No. Well, yes, they can. Celebrities like Janelle Monáe, Emma Corrin, and Jonathan Van Ness have each said they is a pronoun that works for them. I'm not calling you they unless it makes sense, okay? Because you do call someone singular they. You do in some cases. I would say it started as like a slip up and ended up becoming part of the language. Anyway, neopronouns, meanwhile, are less commonly used than those three familiar pronouns. No shit, because they're crazy. They're often used by non-binary, transgender, and gender non-conforming people, mentally ill people, because they offer more freedom of identity, which is all they have is the identity that they make up, and especially the ones that that go by the gender fluid. Sorry, guys. Anyway, they're often used by blah 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 blah. In his book, What's Your Pronoun? Barron wrote that neopronouns. Now, I despise the word neopronoun. It's just stupid. What happened? I mean, as you, I hope you understand. I don't pay for CNN. Where was I? Okay. So, all pronouns indicate identity and can be used to describe. Neopronouns included, said Dennis Barron, blah, blah, blah. Neopronouns explain. That's where I was. Advocacy group, the Human Rights Campaign. Neopronouns are a step towards a society where people can fully express all parts of themselves. Some neopronouns were created by writers as far back as the 18th century, many of whom did not publicly identify as non-binary because they weren't mentally ill and it doesn't exist, because they wanted... How does this person know these people and what they were thinking? Because they wanted a genderless word to describe a person or group of people. Where did they write that? I'd like that information. They don't cite any sources because they used anonymous sources. Why don't you use me? I'm an anonymous source. Okay. So, other neopronouns are completely original to their users. Some may choose to select a noun to describe themselves, like star or star self. Oh, it's getting good. In a place of binary pronouns like she or herself. These are called noun self neopronouns. All right, so before even using them, we're already confusing the words of what it's called. Now there's noun self neopronouns. Noun self neopronouns. They got 6 syllables in just what they're talking about, like just referring. But more on those later. Oh, good lord. All right, here we go. Here's the good stuff. How to use these fucking scum schmucks. Here are a few relatively common neopronouns. Okay. And how to use them from the Human Rights Campaign. Some of these pronouns may be pronounced differently based on their user. That is another problem. So now you're going to see these outrageous words, or whatever you want to call them, plus on top of that, they may be pronounced differently based on the user. So not only are these words going to come up and just be stupid and not but interfering and just like everyday activities between a person who is looking for people to bow to them in this fashion. right? It just destroys. Like if you go to dinner with someone and you don't know, but they're about to pull this shit on you, they're about to ruin the whole night. All right, Zer. Okay, that's not even Zer. I know Zer, and Zer's not. That's not even Zer. Commonly pronounced Zer. Okay, what does that refer to? It doesn't tell me, but it gives you an example of how to use it. I asked Zer to come to the movies. I asked Zer to come to the movies. Z said yes. Why wouldn't you say I asked Zer to come to the movies and Zer said yes? Or why don't you say I asked Robert to come to the movies and he said and then Z said yes? See, that makes a little more sense. All right, now we got Zer, or Z here. Commonly pronounced Z or Z here. I said that already. The teacher graded Zer paper today and Z got an A. First of all, Z is not going to get an A. Z isn't paying attention in class because Z's only learning about how to further delve into Z's mental illness or Zer's mental illness. Right? So, like some would say, don't eat when you're on stream. Well, one thing is me eating a couple of little mini Pop-Tarts that I did in my coffee that bad compared to kids learning this shit and then bringing it home? Nope. So I'm gonna do it. Anyway. Those are 2 examples. We got more though. That should be interesting. Why people use neopronouns. Z said herself that I'm her favorite neighbor. Faye Fair, commonly pronounced Faye Fair. Faye told me that Fair best friend is in town this week. AMR, air. Commonly pronounced AM air. I'm taking M to the park today. A wants to bring air camera to capture the garden for himself. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 different pronouns for one person in one sentence. Okay? So how can we fix this here? I'm taking M to the park today, right? So why doesn't M now? Why aren't you still using M? I'm taking M to the park today. M wants to bring M's camera to capture the garden for himself. That's much easier. Now you're bringing 4. There's not even listed on there. I'm taking M to the park today. A wants to bring air camera. How about a camera or the camera to capture the garden for himself? This isn't even a sentence that is normal. Like, people don't say things like this anymore. Well, maybe these nut jobs do. Okay, A air. We just looked at A and air, didn't we? A is my best friend. Most of Air's weekday evenings are spent at my house. Well, I guarantee nothing good is going on weekday evenings at A's house. Or B's. Why people use neopronouns. People may use neopronouns for the same reason someone else has used she and or they. Neopronouns may better align with one's identity, which they make up, and they've been indoctrinated to think that way. Some people may use, I said that, some people may use a common pronoun like she or they in addition to a neopronoun. Those are the people that really bother me. That's even worse than just using the neopronouns. Neopronouns are ultimately a reflection of someone's personal identity. No, they're not. They're a reflection. They're actually a warning sign, a red flag that throws up so you know when someone is not all there. Dua Saleh, a musician and actor who's appeared on the Netflix hit Sex Education, never heard of it, uses the pronouns they and Z. See, like, why confuse people like that? And then you're on a set. You're an actress on a set. Or is that a man? I don't even fucking know. That's the problem. Because Dua Saleh, I don't even know if that's a female or male name. So now, this is going way too far. This is going. Let's see what this. I just like the neopronouns. Soleil told whoever. I feel like they fit me better. Not all the time. No, not all the time. So you might, if you use them when they don't want you to, then you're an asshole. You're a transphobe then too. But they're just fitting. There's an element where I'm just like, oh, this sounds really nice, or it sounds nice coming out of my mouth, or hearing other people say it. You don't hear many other people say it. Well, actually, no. This person's someone who might be a little famous or something, so they probably have some yes people around them. Okay, whatever. People who aren't used to thinking about what pronouns others use to refer to themselves might make assumptions about someone else's pronouns based on their name or appearance. Yeah, no shit. That's how it works. Harmeet Kaur from CNN wrote 2 years ago, but those assumptions can be incorrect and no, this is where he's wrong. Yes, they can be incorrect, but no, they cannot be similarly hurtful because they imply a person has to look a certain way to demonstrate their gender identity. That's just all made up bullshit. That's cultural Marxism. No. It's polite to honor a person's identity when speaking to them or about them. Yeah. Well, guess what? When they're not around, people don't use those fucking words when they're not around. Even if they do it to their face, when they turn their back, they go, yeah, he's an idiot. She's an, you know what? That is what I've seen it. Using inclusive language, not just inclusive pronouns, but other self-identifiers as well, can facilitate discourse by showing respect. Examples of those self-identifiers can include terms like parent instead of mother or father, or sibling instead of sister or brother. Fuck that. Neopronouns have a long history? Yeah? This is how long it is. 1 second. An intro to noun self neopronouns. I'm going to read this because it should be called clown self. Leaf, sun, and the star. Okay. Nouns, leaf, suns. Oh, these are the words. Noun self pronouns are neopronouns that use nature and other inspirations as non-binary or genderless descriptors. Linguist Jason DeAngelo told the New York. All right, so this guy's a linguist, and if he's falling for this, he lost his title. Told the New York Times that noun self pronouns were popularized on the social platform Tumblr. Yeah, that's where all the normal people that brains are functioning properly were in 2012 and 2013, right? And remain in use among members of fandoms who may take their noun self pronouns from the properties they enjoy. For someone who uses noun self pronoun Leaf, they may look like this. I hope Leaf knows how proud we are that Leaf is getting to know Leaf self better. Or Leaf arrived at the coffee shop before me. I was mortified to have been late to meet Leaf. Oh! There's people with the name Leaf. You know that? You ever heard of the name Leaf? It's a name. Leif Erikson? In a 2016 paper on the emerging pronouns, Danish linguist, whoever, wrote there that noun self pronouns offer a way for people to establish more mental illness. Oh, no, that's not what it says. Identity beyond just gender. Why? Because they're not happy with themselves, because they don't like themselves, because they're disgusting, weird, fat, piggy, smelly people. Anyway, and I'm not the skinniest dude in the world, but these are just people who don't care. I exercise, I try and be healthy. These people are unhealthy. They put things in their body, and I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about the things that they do for these gender shit. They're destroying themselves, and then they want people to look up to them and kiss their ass as they destroy their body and their life in front of you. If you saw someone that lived in front of your house, a homeless person that lived in front of your house that shot up heroin and was overdosed, once a week, right in front of your house every other day, right? And you knew that person, what would you do in that situation? Would you go to that person and say, "What are your pronouns?" Just so I don't offend you. I mean, I can't offend you because you're shitting on my driveway. Jir is, feeling okay about yourself. Oh, wait. I just saw something crazy. Anyone's desired noun self pronouns, one can construct new ways to identify and be perceived by others that are more coordinated and diverse identities. Milterson wrote that one noun self pronoun user who responded to their questionnaire wrote that they sometimes use pup, and pub self pronouns to express a level of fun, happiness, and excitement, in me. These are people that are depressed. I'm depressed. And yes, I have a puppy that helps with me with anxiety and depression. I take medication, right? But I'm a he. I'm a male. So you would say he, him, his. That's how you talk. That's how you refer to me and talk to me. And if you change that, that's the problem. And that's where these people don't understand bow to their woke ideology. Well, that's true. We won't. But it's not because we're transphobic. It's because you demand, but you don't ever do the opposite. You won't sit down and discuss things normally. You won't have a civil discourse. So in what world do you deserve respect from me or anyone when you don't give respect? The end result of all this pronoun crap is they want some respect that they don't deserve. That's it. They want respect that is undeserved. So to use marginalization to get people to kiss their ass and love them. So now, like I said, I've seen videos of teachers that are teaching kids, making videos at home where they have purple, pink, and probably the other color is probably their own human feces that they put in their hair for color, because that's how nuts they are. Laying in a bunk, they have a bunk bed. Now this is a teacher. That's how you use a singular they pronoun. And sitting in their bed with all these stuffed animals talking, holding the stuffed animal like, my kiddos today affirmed my pronoun. Get your kids away from these people. Get them away. Now. Get them to the chopper. Like it or not, lots of new words pop up every day. Well, I don't like it, you shithead. So that's it. Go check out Rock Talk in about 10 minutes with Chris. Well, no one's watching here, so that won't be happening, but go check out the Rock Talk that he did. He's going to do in 10 minutes at another time whenever you see this. And let's applaud the noun self. I forgot. Let's just give him a light applause. Okay, because that's really all they want. That's all they want, They also want it to be twinkly. So, with that, today is Monday. I hope you all had a good day on Monday. Not everyone is happy with Mondays. They might have a case for the Mondays, but I hope you didn't. Enjoy the rest of this jam and have a good day. I'll be back.